Hello everyone, welcome to our first dev stream. I'm really happy that you are here. I just want to be sure that everything is working as it should, so if you don't mind, please tell me if you can hear me, and you should also be able to see the screen with the game. Okay, thank you, thank you. Before we start, I have a just quick heads up. I will run a couple of polls during the stream, so I would like to know. We are going to play, so I will ask you what do you think we should do when there are important decisions to make. So if you don't mind, please join our Discord. Oh, come on. Join our Discord, and I will send the link. And I will run poll there if you want to be part of the poll. The first poll is actually quite straightforward. I was thinking about showing you Age of Alexander, of course, and then I was also thinking about what faction to choose. Basically, we can also go with those which are which we should focus on when we start the game, but for the first time. But I already know the game well, so we can try another one. And I was thinking about something a bit more different, and those which came to my mind are the ones which are actually the Confederation members and not the Confederation masters. And when I was thinking about all those which are Confederation members, which are all the satrapies and also Hellas, I think that the best choices would be either Hellas or Syria. So I'm going to send the poll to our Discord, and you can. I hope that it works. Okay, it doesn't. Just a sec. We might, if it doesn't work, we might eventually you can tell me in comments. I was preparing that stuff, but it seems like there is some kind of problem with the poll. Just a second. No, for whatever reason it doesn't work. So feel free to just comment either on Twitch or on Discord, and per those answers I will choose which faction to play. I can see. Okay, Easy Target is saying Hellas, Blood Age is saying Syria. So we need more voices. By the way, I also wanted to fire up my camera, and it was all working. Like only 5 minutes before I checked, everything was working, and then something happened with the USB connections, and I couldn't start my camera. So I'm sorry about that. We might try that next time. Okay, guys. Hellas and Syria. If there are no more votes, I would probably go with Hellas if no one else votes. So even one Syria, okay, fair enough. No, Hellas, okay. Well, let's go with Hellas then. Fair enough. So let's go with Hellas. Yeah, we have another vote, gluten-free. So let's go with Hellas. Hellas is a confederation member of Macedonia Kingdom. We will keep all the things default, and we will play on medium. By the way, this is my first stream after like 3 years, so I hope that it will all go well. It will go okayish. Let's see. And I hope if we will do another stream next time, I hope that the camera will finally work. Okay. Oh, let's play the video, the intro video. Okay, I can see the comment that there was no sound, which is a bit unfortunate. Let me try this. I hope that now you will hear the sound. There should be music in the background. If the music is too loud, then just let me know. I will try to tune it down. But you should be able to hear it now. I'm not gonna replay the video. Let's just jump directly to the game. Similarly, this I think that we can just skip. I'm pretty sure that anyone interested in the historical background can come back to that later. So, this is our setup. We are Hellas. We actually control most of the Greece or Greek mainland, except for the part of Peloponnese where is Sparta. Sparta also controls Crete and other islands around. In the north there is Macedonian kingdom. It's our master. The most important thing for our situation is that we cannot control our own foreign policy because we are the confederation member only. So that means that if I open the political map, you can see that I have the main banner is actually banner of Macedonia, and we can get into the diplomatic window with other factions, but we cannot do much. Most of the things are grayed out. You can see that the tooltip says player cannot accept diplomatic missions. The only things which are available are military campaigns together with other nations and trading. The rest is available only for Macedon, which is our master. We can indeed cancel the confederation if you want, which we eventually might do, but right now it's not that good decision because Macedonia is definitely stronger than we are, and if they decide to retake the Greek mainland back, we wouldn't be able to survive. So that's pretty much our situation. We also control the tip of Italian peninsula, where we have 3 cities, and we also control partially Sicily, where are 2 resources, iron mine and stone quarry. So this is actually quite vital to keep or be able to defend, but it's quite difficult setup actually. So let's see how it goes. I just want to be sure that everything is working once again, so please let me know if the sound is okay. I mean, even when I, for example, select cities or objects on the map, that it's not too loud, just in case, because I can still tweak it before we start. If you want to write comments, please feel free to do so. I will try to answer all those. You can write them either to chat on Twitch or you can write it to Discord. It doesn't really matter. I have both open, so it should be fine for me to check out both chats. Okay. For me, sound is fine. Good. Okay, so let's start. The first turn, it's a bit difficult to kind of evaluate the situation. We can see that there is a lot of work related to the infrastructure. We need to connect those mines, this mine as well. We should probably, if we can, yes, we can already build blacksmith, so we should definitely start with that. And we also should, in cities which don't have trading, we should also build trading, because gold, however important all the other resources are, the gold is probably the most important. We can check out the strategic overview, where is the list of all the map item types we have, and we can filter them by improvements. So we can actually check the trading checkbox and see those cities which don't have trading. By the way, we can also do the opposite, so we can see those cities which have trading if we just check this. So you can see that these three Thebes, Corinth, and Athens already have trading, so we don't have to worry about that. But for all the others, we have to somehow improve the infrastructure. Okay, the other thing is we should definitely be cautious about our food. Because it's first turn and we don't know what's the surplus of food, we probably will simply end the turn, or we can actually, what we will do, we will definitely build blacksmith. That's for sure, and I guess that we should build it here. I will just check out if there are any settlers. No, we don't have any settlers, which is also important, but I really don't want to use all the gold straight away, because we might eventually need it next turn. What we have here is we have Byreme. Right now we don't really need it, so what we can do, we can get into shipyard and return it to reserves, which means that whenever you do this return to reserves action, it actually means that the unit itself is dismissed and it returns to the economy, which means Athens, which is now size 3.7, will probably increase in size. So you can see that it's +6 for citizens. Yeah, Athens, you can see that it's now 4, and the reason is that we basically, all the soldiers or sailors which were in that unit are now in the economy, either in Athens or Corinth or nearby cities. The unit itself exists. It's not like we deleted or disbanded the unit entirely, but this is basically just the ship. This is actually just the material, or however you call it. So that's probably it for now. We already have one dismissed unit here. It's a hoplite unit. We have one active unit here. It's Peltast, and I think that this is it. Yeah, we don't have anything else. This is a tricky situation. We either build eventually their unit, or we will need to send their unit. But the problem is that we need to somehow defend the mainland as well. Okay, I think that this is it for now. We will not spend more time in the first turn, because everything will actually start with the end turn. So let's end the turn. Okay, this is one of the things. I'm not sure how much you are familiar with the game. I don't want to explain all the rules. I will try to explain briefly the rules from Imperium's Greek Wars, and I will mainly touch the rules which are new in the Imperium's Age of Alexander. This is the new feature. It's called emissaries, and basically it's a new unit which you can send to foreign nations and somehow lobby for your country or trying to tweak relations between others. So you can either slander or praise other nations, and this is extremely important feature if you are actually playing as a confederation member. The reason is that you can ask, you cannot really ask the master to do anything because you don't have, you simply don't have that power to force him to do something. But what you can do, you can use these emissaries and try to slander other nations. So the master will eventually do whatever you want. So what is our situation now? We have plus 2.3 gold. That's good. Coal is good. Stone is great. Iron is good. Food is great. And it really seems like we are doing quite well overall. Happiness is also great. So that means that we can really focus several turns on the economy itself before we dive into any kind of conflicts. So first thing first, we definitely need settler. So I will build one settler, and I don't think that there's anything else we can do. We might eventually. Okay, we can build at least one trading. I might also return to reserves this peltas, but I don't really want to do that, especially because we might end up in conflict with either these guys, which are already in war with us and Macedon. We can send the troop there. Okay, let's at least move to the border. Even though our morale is not that good, so let's see. Okay. The good thing about Imperiums, or at least from my perspective, is that the turns might be quite fast if you really know what you are up to. Then you should be able to finish turns quite quickly, which means that the games can be swift. Okay, this is one of the things which we have to accept when we are a confederation member. Basically, Macedon, our master, has cancelled all treaties with Roman Republic, which means that we also cancelled all the treaties with Roman Republic. So we are simply going with whatever Macedonia says, and this is what just happened. Okay, we have our own research. This is not shared with your master. It's shared when you are in Federation, but we are not in Federation. And right now we don't really have many choices, so I guess we can go with riding school, but I think that we should actually wait with that. The main thing is now to build trading centers wherever we can. So let's go here. I might change the game setting. You can. I will explain it in the next turn. We can basically control what we see during the AI turns. Right now, this is my default setting. That's how I play it. You have here the AI action filter, which basically means the importance of animations you want to see. You can either have all significant and or critical, or basically mean that this filter is not applied at all, or significant, which basically show you only attacks and movements around your nation in certain distance, or critical, which basically mean that you see only the attacks and anything what is happening around your nation in a really short distance. Let's put there all and also turn off these only enemy actions. What it does is that you see only the movements, or basically in general actions of all players which are in war with you. That's what it says. And if you have also this one checked, it means that it only shows you actions of these players which are related to you. So for example, if you are in war with, let's say, Roman Republic, and Roman Republic attacks Samnites, then you don't see that with this turn on. So I will now turn it off, so we can see all the movement of other players we actually can see, but I will turn it off later again. You can also skip animations or players in this panel. Basically, this will skip particular animation of a movement, like here. I just skip that. I can skip the one player entirely, or I can with that X I can skip all the animations which are in the stack, or which should be displayed in this turn. Okay, let's leave this again. We can still hire the emissary, but we are not interested in that because of Macedon is our confederation master. He can freely move around our nation. We can do the same. So if, for example, Macedon declare war, or this guy declare wars to Macedon, we can get to the battlefront without any problems. Macedon, I can see that he's probably going to use this way to attack Illyrian, because the problem here Macedonia has is the supply line. These highlands are really difficult to get through because of the supply lines, and I guess that this is why Macedonian Phalangetae, that's the best Greek unit, is coming this way. So we will move also to the border, but we will try to not go to the direct conflict with them, because this is our only Peltast, and he's also quite, I would say, untrustworthy. Otherwise, we are doing great. We have quite a nice surplus of food. So what we will do, we will try to trade, and we will look for players or factions which request food, because we have quite a lot of food and it's wasted every time, so we might try to get something out of it. So you can see Macedon is asking for food or looking for food, and trade loss and risk robbery is really low, so, and it will even improve our relationship with them, so it's good to trade with them the food. So what I will do, I will select, let's say, 4 food, maybe even more, 6 food. And I have several options what to do. I either select what I want, what kind of resources and how many resources I want, or I can just send them on open offer. Open offer is the best way how to get most back from what you offer, because let's say we want from Macedon gold, and Macedon has some kind of valuation how much the gold is worth, so they will decide what is the exchange rate, or however we call it. But if we will ask them for open offer, they will simply offer back whatever they have the most, which means the exchange rate will be quite favorable for us, and that's the best way how to get most of the trade. Of course, we can decline or reject that offer if we don't like what they offer us. But if we basically have everything in surplus, then we should use this food. On the other hand, they offer gold, and we want more gold, because gold is currently, even it's in surplus, it's currently the one resource we definitely want more. So I will really ask for gold. The value you select is extremely important for a couple of reasons. First is that if you ask for a kind of unfair trade, then they will basically reduce the amount you are asking for, or they might even reject, but usually that's not the case if they want to trade that, but they can reduce it, which means that you will lost one turn. It's all going in turns, so once we send them this offer, it will take another turn to actually get the response reply from them. If you decide to trade resources they don't want to trade. By the way, it doesn't. If you select something else than these three, it doesn't mean that they have to reject it. They might also trade the resources which are not in this list. And if they don't like the resource you want to trade, they will basically reject it entirely. So let's go with that, because this is a very fair. I would say it's a fair offer. We don't really care about the amount of this food, because this is going to be spoiled anyway. And 3 gold is quite a lot, especially for food. It's not unfair, but I would say if they accept that, that's good, and I don't think that we would be able to get more. We have 3 options what to ask for. We can ask for offer my proposal, which means I have 6 food, I would like 3 gold. If you don't like this offer, then change the amount of gold. That's open offer. Offer my proposal. If I send their counter proposal, it means I want 3 gold. How much food do you want for 3 gold? The important thing is that this amount can be only decreased by them and not increased. So you would need to select like 10 and wait for their response if you want to go with counter proposal. And exchange demand means I want this trade with these 2 amounts. So we don't want that. So I will just ask for offer my proposal type. So you can see that now its trade hasn't been agreed upon, and we are waiting for the response. We can also try to trade at least one more. For example, Trachea requires food. You can see the trade loss is already higher, and what we might need is the wood. I can see that my surplus is only plus 0.12, which is really low, and even though I still have some, I will need it in the future. It's important to understand that that you should not think about resources like I have something now this turn, so I should spend all that, and rather think about it how you will need it in the future and act accordingly. Okay, so that's it for now. I don't think that we will do anything else. The settler is going to be ready in 2 turns. Okay. Eikanonen Futterl, I guess it's maybe it's German. Is asking those Fangetites are upkeep free, right? No. Well, in general, no. It's actually the higher the tier is, the more upkeep cost it requires. But for Macedonian setup, it is currently for free for certain number of turns. So yes, these, which you can see here, are currently basically don't cost anything to Macedon, but they will eventually. Let me just check Discord. Cool. Let's skip this again. Okay, you can see that Macedon signed that, which means that already this turn we got the resources. If we would ask for another offer, we might end up being rejected, or they might change the amount of resources, which would take another turn. But I think this is a great deal. And even this one with Trachea is signed. And the reason is that these resources were in the recommended resources to ask and this to offer. It doesn't mean that it will always work. It depends on the amount, etc. But in this case, it did. So what we will do, we will definitely build the trading centers. So far we are doing okay regarding the amounts of gold for building. Okay, here we already don't have enough stone. So let's check out. I'm kind of cautious here because I really don't want to lose this one peltas because that's our only hope if something bad happens. These Phalangitites, you can see that they have the forager. Yeah, the forager is for the whole game. Yeah, sorry, so you're right, you were right. There is medics, which is temporary, and forager is for the entire game. The blacksmith is already built now, and that should eventually increase the production of resources around. I think that it will be the next turn. No, it's already being multiplicated. So you can see it here. The size is actually kind of. You can say that it's size of the mine, and the higher the number, the bigger the size is, the higher the production is. So far, so good. I think that we can move on. Yeah, by the way, I will appoint the emissary now. Okay, the place where emissary, or basically even general, there is state decision to hire general, where the new unit appears is kind of random. It's always on your land, but you never know where it will happen, and it's because of, you cannot simply say, okay, find emissary in Larissa, because there might be no one ready or capable of that task. So that's why it's random. So what we can do, we can check out what's happening here, because we are not in war with Samnia. By the way, you can pop up the diplomacy window is just right click on the tile you want to see the diplomacy owner. So we can go there because emissaries are basically peaceful units, and they are not attacked as long as you are not in war with other factions. I think that you can hear the sound. You can hear the sound of Discord, which I don't want to. So I'm sorry about that. It's simply I haven't been streaming for a really long time, so sorry about that. Okay, so that's it for now. The very important thing for us with the emissary, we will actually in the next turn we will probably already embark the emissary and go back to our mainland. The very important thing for us is Sparta. We don't want to go to war with them, so we will praise them on the Macedonian court, and also Carthage, because Carthage is kind of, they basically have enough the army big enough, and they are not in danger anywhere on this map. So for them, this is the best target to start with, and we don't want that. Okay, I think that we can click on next turn. We'd really like to turn off these sounds. Okay, I will. So now we can see all the movements, even of factions we are in peace with, or our master. Okay, so it seems like from what I see that we might just got into war with. No, not yet, with Thracians. Sign peace with Macedon. Okay, this is another event which happened because of we are a member of the Confederation of Macedon. So Macedon has just signed peace with Dahay, but that's not really important for us. They are quite far from us. Okay, there are some events happening. This event which just happened is something what happens partially randomly, and it's from this emissary we just appointed. And what it means is that when he is in land of another faction, and this faction is in peace with certain other faction, and we are in war with that faction, then the emissary is able to find out some information and tell us. It means we are in war with Illyria, but Samnia is in peace with Illyria, which means they have some information which we don't see, and our emissary just send us message about some information about Illyria. Okay, let me just do one thing. I will turn off the Discord sound, which will make it a bit less unpleasant. Okay. Okay, let me check the chat. Yeah, it's absolutely true. The Sicilian mines are basically the best bridgehead what Carthage can do, and that's why we definitely don't want to go to war with Carthage, or we will try to prevent that. So I will already embark the emissary, so we can go back to our mainland, and here we should start building roads. We should first connect the gold mine with the city, and then straight away connect it with blacksmith. Okay, we now see that no one is around, at least around Philos, and we might try to attack it, but I am not sure if we should. Something is happening here. You can see that all the guys, all the Phalangites are moving north. I suspect that Macedon is about to declare war to Thracians. It might not happen, I don't know. Macedon doesn't share such information with me, but if it happens, that we might eventually have problems here on our own, because these supply lines prevent Illyrians to go through and attack Macedonia this way. The only way how to attack Macedonia is here, and here just they lost one town, so okay, we might go here at least, move a bit closer. Dangerous position, well, that's not good at all. So what I will do, I will move here and move back, and I will probably keep it that way. Okay, next thing is we should build another trading, if possible. Great. And we still have enough food, so what we can do, we can again try several more trades, if there are any. Yeah, that sounds great. Bosporan Kingdom needs food, and they offer gold. So again, I will try to make the offer as fair as possible. Let's see, and we also would like to get some stone. We might we have enough coal. Ah, cool. Okay, so let's go with that. We don't need that coal right now that much. So here the ratio is a bit different, because coal and stones are kind of equal resources in the game. So I would say 2-2 might work. Let's see. You never know. I mean, you should always try to send the offer as fair as possible, just to spare the turn, which otherwise would be wasted. Okay, our emissary is here. Okay, let's end the turn. There are other emissaries moving around. We don't really care about them, and they don't really care about us, I guess. Because as long as we are just members of the Confederation, they don't really care about us that much, because we don't control the foreign policy anyway. I think that now we should finally start researching. We have enough gold, and let's go with this. Again, trade offer was signed, that's great, and this one too. Okay, that's all great. It's going quite well. So let's move our emissary to safe waters. I don't want to get sunk around these waters of Illyria. And I don't think that we should actually go any further. What we can do, we can attack the mine, but to be honest, it's quite dangerous. It's tempting. I mean, we don't need that coal, but we can trade it later. Well, let's do that. Let's attack it. Nothing. No good result. Okay. Doesn't matter. We should build another settler if possible, but are there any? By the way, another small tip: what you can do to find where you can build settlers. You just either select settler and go to strategic view, which will select it, or you can basically select the settler here, and you will see all the settlers you have and also builders which build settlers. So I think that it might be worth to actually build settler here. Okay, we don't have enough gold yet, so in that case, let's just end the turn. So far it looks... okay, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Okay, we survived, but we will not be able to retreat further from borders. Good thing is that Macedonian army is actually moving forward, pushing forward, so let's see if the Illyrian units will eventually move to the north. Okay, Macedon doesn't want this trade. They don't have gold for that. Fair enough. Let's wait. Maybe they just spent too much last turn. Okay, I will retreat. The good thing is that we finally have almost 100% general morale, which is definitely good. But it's still the only peltast we have, so... Canon and Futral is saying, I think that screen was bugged when I played. I selected nomads and it showed a lot of cities that weren't able to produce. Well, it's not bugged. It also displays cities, or basically map items, where you can not only build but also repair. So I think that if I will try that now, you can see now it says builder. Okay, it says everywhere builder. But if we will choose another unit, maybe no, it will not. No, it for settlers, or peltast, it will show only builders. But if you have nomads, you would see that there is also another tooltip which has a serviceman, which basically means that you can repair them there, but not build them. Okay, so we have the settler, he built the road, now we will build the road to blacksmith. So far so good. And we should again build another trading. Or we might rather build the... Okay, here are just peltasts. Now it's the question. I mean, should we rather secure our land either build one more peltast here or here, or focus on economy now. I usually play the way that I try to really stabilize the economy first and then secure it. It's kind of it might be risky sometimes, but usually it is worth it. I think that we will rather build the peltast here. We really don't know if the Carthage will eventually not get into war with us, and it doesn't look that good. Okay, so let's build peltast here. We will also need to bring a settler here later, just to connect all those mines and increase the production. Okay, now we need iron. Fair enough. I think that we can end the turn now. We don't have any more food to trade. We might eventually trade coal, but it's also going down. So I think that we will just keep it that way. Okay, so Canon and Footer saying it said builder for settlers, but it can't build settler in Syracuse. Well, oh yeah, okay. Let me check that. I actually, yeah. So we might have just experienced the bug ourselves now. Let me check that once this is over. Okay, so one of the phalangites is now gone. It's not that good. Macedon has quite an edge when starting the game, but the truth is that the edge is really only those phalangites, and the problem. Okay, I think that this trade will not. It's not worth to keep. And the problem is that those phalangites are not that effective on this terrain, and because of that's the only unit type which Macedon has at the beginning, at the start. Then he uses them, but in here it's quite dangerous. So let me just check the settler unit just to be sure. No, it says here, and here you can build settlers, so I think that it works fine. In Syracuse you can build peltast, and if I check out the strategic overview, it doesn't show the Syracuse. So I think that it's, at least in this case, it works fine. If you find that it doesn't work as I just said, then I'm absolutely happy to check it out. So what we should do? First thing is that we, because we are trading a lot of food and our population is increasing, we will also need to take care of the increasing food demand. So what I will do, I will now at least here build field. And now we finally have the emissary, so we will go to Pella, basically our capital. We have our own capital, of course, but this is the capital of the whole kingdom. So this is the new stuff we implemented, and it's the emissary options. You can either insinuate. I'm sorry if I pronounce it incorrectly, because this is the first time ever I have to actually pronounce that. So I think it's insinuate, which basically means that you will try to increase the relationship of that faction, of, in this case, Macedon, to you. You also see some additional information like how effective it is. This depends on number of factors, including likeness of that particular emissary to that faction. Experience bonus, which we don't have because we are basically, this is a brand new emissary, and the current relation. You can see that our current relation is not that good. I mean, this is not a good situation for us, because if they will eventually decide to take over the control themselves, then they will be our enemies. So I will definitely first call this. It cost us a very minor amount of knowledge and some amount of influence, which is now quite important resources, because now we have several number ways how to use the influence. So it definitely is more important than it was before. So let's go with that. And you can see that the lobbying went quite well. The relationships were improved by 11%, which is a really lot. And this once again, this insinuate doesn't really have any drawbacks. If we will go to the diplomacy window, you can see that now it's reserved. There you can see that there is emissaries insinuating, and it's quite considerable decrease. We will probably do that a couple of times at least, just to be sure that they will not go to war with us. I don't think that we can build any more tradings. No. Maybe we can. We might actually build it some here. Yeah. But to be honest, this is a very dangerous area. It's even worse than this one, because there are two players. There is this Samnites and there is Romans. They are fighting against each other, which is for us good. You can see that this is, for example, damage, which means that there is something going on here, even though we don't see that. But the problem is that we have two different potential enemies which might try to take over this land, compared to this one where it's just one. So for me, this is too unsecure to now build anything there, as long as we don't send there at least one peltast. Okay, I think that we can again end the turn. We might hire the general. It costs quite a lot of gold for now, so I think I will pass on that for now. So you can see now Roman emissary just plotting something in Illyrian land. Okay, seems like Illyrians are going after Macedon, which is good for us. It's always, you can think about the confederations in a way, in two different ways. The first one is that you really count with them in the future, that you will stay with them if it's beneficial, or it's something that you both basically want to get the most out of it. In this case, it's kind of a, I'm not sure how it's in English, but it's like marriage which is arranged just because of it's beneficial, and that's what this union is about. Basically, they have enough troubles on their own, Macedon, to first kind of destroyed or maybe at least stop Illyrians, and there are some issues which might pop up on the north, so they don't want another battlefront in the south, and for us they are basically too strong, and if they eventually decide to go after us, we don't have a chance, at least in this moment. So this insinuating is the best way to keep it that way. So let's, I don't want to forget on that, so I will do that again. Okay, now it's 10%. The reason why this is happening and it's not 11% is that there is minor randomness in that, but the most important reason for that is that the higher the relationship is, the better the relationship is, the slower it increases. So that's why you can see that this is now the most important impact or reason why we have the peaceful relationship. You can see that now it's is actually the top reason what has been happening with our relation in the last few turns. So at least this will be saved. In here, I really don't know what to if we should try something. I don't think so, because at least as long as there are several warriors here, I don't think that we should do anything. What we might do is we might train the unit at least, and I would start with both options need iron, and we need iron for trading centers. So let's first build a trading center. I think it was here. We don't have enough iron anyway. So let's build. Let's train them in defense. We will need more iron, that's for sure. And food. We should also be careful about that. I think that we should lower the birth rate support for those ones who are not familiar with this feature. Basically, you control or can somehow change how the population is growing in the game. This is like the overall slider which says how much you support the births or natality, or how you call it. Or you can control it directly in particular cities. Important thing to note is that if you are changing the state grant, which is basically this in the state window, it's the same. If you are changing it, it's changing the value in all the cities. Once you decide to take particular city out of this lock, or how to call it, overall birth rate value, then it will not be affected by changing the state grant. So just be careful about that. Once you do that, then you will need to change it manually every time. So I will change it a bit lower. You can see that it says how much it now consumes per turn and how much it will probably cost next turn. It's estimated because of there is a number of factors which cannot be foreseen, but the estimation is quite accurate. So you can rely on that. What we will do, we will build at least one more farm, and that's probably it for now. I only moved this guy. Okay. I will also check out what is the current political situation of our master. So they are the Spartans. The attitude is not that good, but it might still be able to hold for quite a while. The same for these two. Carthage is okayish. Yeah, it seems like it's almost everywhere the same. They are in war with Scythia, but I don't think that this is anything what we should worry about. Fair enough. That's all good. So we can end the turn. Ah, there is a lot of messages in chat. So marriage of convenience, right? Thank you, Timple, for that. I will try to keep it in mind. Are the map fixed? Timple is asking, are the map fixed or procedurally generated? Well, this one is fixed, of course. This is a campaign map, but the game itself has a map generator, and you can generate your own world per your liking. Not only the size, but also climate. You can also choose how evolved the world is. So you either start with just a nomad, or you can start and you already have several cities, etc. And there is quite a lot of settings you can tweak per your liking. So I would definitely check that out. if you are interested in the proper forex game. I mean, like really this exploring stuff. Yeah, Cable Nexus actually answered that, so it's good. Okay, let's continue now. I hope that the stream is working fine. It kind of showed me an error for a minute, but yeah, it seems like it's all going. So once again, what we will do, yeah, we will again use this insinuate, and now it's only 6%, so it's slowly going down. And the other problem of using emissaries is that these emissaries have their own, I would say, personality or feelings. These feelings is this loyalty, which basically mean the longer you let them stay in other countries, the more they attach to that country. And once you want to order them to come back, they might eventually escape. That's the right word. So if I want to see how this particular emissary Enops is doing, I can just either hit press F7 or click that model here, and you can see that Macedon's affinity is you can read it yourself, which is good, but still it's growing with every action you do, and this means that we will eventually need to get him out again back. The longer the emissary is in your service, and the more he travels, and then more the attachments he has, the affinity, and that's getting more and more dangerous. There is nothing really bad happening when the emissary escapes. He actually steals a bit of your resources, but it's quite a low amount, so that's not a problem. The only problem is that you lose that experienced emissary. Cable Nexus is saying I had an error a few minutes ago in stream, but I don't. Yeah, that's what I experienced as well. So I hope that that's not going to happen again. I will just check my OBS streaming. Okay, it doesn't. There are some lost frames, but seems like it's going okay. So what we will do now, we have this defense. We can eventually do something in here, but I think it's still too early yet anyway. I will move him to the hill. The good thing about hills is that they have the view range from hills is higher, so you actually see what is happening in Philos. Compared to when we would move, for example, to woodlands, we would just see the tiles around. Now we can see all the way to Philos. Here we are building the peltasts, and that's pretty much it. We should build the trading center in here. Okay, so it seems like we are now covered regarding the trading on mainland, so we might start building trading centers here. I will probably start with Syracuse as a first one, and then we might eventually start focusing on these three cities as well. By the way, this is something what was improved in the last update. You can now see the available improvements in these tooltips, and they are ordered or sorted by the importance. So you can see that the first thing in the list is stone masonry. It's because of their stone, which might produce more if we will build a stone masonry. So that's why it says or listed in the first position. We will eventually come back to that. When do you decide to build a trade center, and why you should not? Well, you should always build trade centers. I mean, that's the way how you change the actual consumption of gold to production. You can see that when I select a city, we have here the overall resource usage, and the resource usage shows that we are, of course, consuming food, some coal, some iron, some wood, and a bit of gold, which is not that much. But if we compare it to similar size, let's say size 3, we have tips here, then you can see that the gold is in plus, so in the tooltip. So that's the reason why you should build it, because it will eventually, instead of consuming, it will start producing gold, and it might, the investment, it might take several tunes to actually get to plus, because if you need to invest some gold to build trading centers, but in the long run it definitely is worth to build. So we are still kind of on the edge with food, and I don't like that. Whenever you play and you are not really in big numbers of food surplus, focus on that, because otherwise it can really get messy once there is not enough food. We will eventually get into conflict here, but so far it doesn't look that good to actually join it. I can also see that the Macedonian, even though we are not in war with them, with Thracians, I can see that they are getting ready for attack here. Thracians probably don't see it because they don't have any units around, so they don't know what's happening right behind the borders. But we can see it, and it's probably going to be the Thracians probably going to be attacked. Fair enough. I think that we can again end the turn. I think that we moved this guy already. We don't want to hire general. And what we have quite a good surplus of wood, which is really something we might trade, because our setup is good in this matter, that we have some forest and woodlands around. So we might trade the wood, I guess, because we have enough for now. We will not build that many cities anyway, because building cities cost wood, and we really need other resources. So let's go to the trade overview. One of the things which is going to be improved in the next update is that this drop down will disappear, and both offers and requests will be straight away displayed in this list. It's one of the things we already have in our feature wish list for quite a long time, and now there's time to work on that. So this in the next stream, if there is a next stream, then this will probably be gone already. So what do we have? We have wood, and we look for countries which don't have enough wood, which is, for example, Sparta. It makes sense because basically they don't have any. They have just one woodland here, and that's all. They don't have anything else or any other tiles which with wood. So we could trade wood with Sparta, which we probably will do. And they are offering gold. We don't need slaves, do we? No, we are okay. They also offer food, but I hope that we will not need that. Okay, we can ask for gold, but let's see what are the other options. Iron. Yeah, this is a good match. So let's offer them wood and ask for iron. Again, this is something we were asked many times. What is the fair rate? There is no fair rate. I mean, there is never a fair rate, because fair rate for Bosporan Kingdom means something else than for Hellas, and for other countries as well. So there simply cannot be a fair rate. The fair rate is what both factions are happy to trade. That's why I chose 2 for free, and because I have enough wood, and I don't want to waste another turn by negotiating the trade, and I want the iron as soon as possible. So for me, this is quite a good deal. Whatever, even though I could maybe get more, but I don't want to waste time. So now I will offer this, and if they are happy with that, I might ask for another trade with different ratio. Fair enough. Let's end the turn. I hope that this will all go well here. But I'm really afraid that once there is a war with Thracians, the whole battlefront will move north, and we will be on our own regarding Illyrians. Nevertheless, is asking, you have slaves as a resource, and you have a percentage of slaves in the population. Does the population number in cities contain slaves, or do slaves actually consume food in the game? The population is really the size of the cities is the number, or is related to citizens, not to slaves. And slaves are consuming food indeed. I will show it once it's our turn. Okay, we have researched the technology, and we can research astrology or horsemanship or smeller. Okay, I think that there are a lot of options right now, but I definitely think we should go for okay, maybe the smelter might be better. We have enough gold, but we don't have enough iron. Okay, I will check this out later. Okay, this was signed. That's great. We have surplus is 1.5 plus, but it's because of the trading. So we are actually 1.5. It's not that much. And regarding gold, we have 4.6. Okay, we definitely need more smelter than the goldsmith. So I will go with this, and we will speed up. By the way, this is some kind. This is so-called speeding up the research. You can either invest more, and the development or research will take less turns, or you will invest less, and it will take more. For us, we want this as soon as possible, and we have enough resources to do so. So let's go with 3 turns. It doesn't look that good here. Anyway, I wanted to show you the slaves consumption of food. So if I open the resource usage, you can see that there is this is yields. There is how much the settler and peltast consume. There is how much slave consume, and then the city. The city is basically what the citizens consume. And you can also see that's what I was talking about. Partially the food is spoiled, so it makes sense to trade it. If you have quite a big surplus, trade it. If you are on the edge, like this is already on the edge. If we are now trading 12, which is okay, but I wouldn't trade more. Even we can. I wouldn't, because 5. It's not that not such a big. I would say reserve. So that's for me. This is no go to trade more. Okay, I just check Discord. Yeah, okay. It seems like most of the messages are on Twitch. Fair enough. So I think that we will reduce the birth rate even more. We don't need more citizens for now, and these numbers are good, so let's keep it that way. I will at least build one more one more field here, just to be on the safe side, and then I will start connecting the other mines, because we really need that. So these peltasts, we don't really want to do anything with them. We just want them to be trained in defense. And we will eventually build also trading here. We might build the trading center here as well. Okay, we don't have enough iron, but we will, because this is quite far from the potential battlefront. What we will do, we will definitely buy more or build one more settler. I think that we should have now enough. Where is that? Okay, these are quite small towns, but let's build them here. We should also build temple soon. Temple is a facility which basically multiplies the increase of population. It means that it will increase only the number which is already here. So let's say we have now 7% the support, and it will basically make for this if I build it somewhere here, it will multiply it by 2, so it will increase the population growth here in this region for the same cost, which is quite good. But if you stop the birth rate support entirely, then there is no gain of temples at all. But we will keep some birth rate support. We want the population to slowly increase, but we don't want it to consume too many resources. So back to the game. I'm just wondering if we should continue in this, or try to tweak the relationships of factions around. I would probably at least use that for on Sparta. So what we will do, we will praise Sparta. So you can see there are some information here in the tooltip. First, it says the affinity to Sparta. If you praise a faction and there is an affinity of that particular emissary to that faction, the increase is even higher. Which means if our emissary spent already some time in Sparta, then this action would actually be even more efficient, or sorry, effective. That's what it says actually in the bracket. Stronger affinity leads to higher impact of the action. The likelihood of exposure is slight. The exposure is in this case it's actually vital, because that means that Macedonia can talk about this action with Sparta. It means that our relationship, our own, not Macedonian, but our own to Hellas to Sparta will increase. In case Macedonia breaks the confederation, this relation will be important. So it's good that the exposure, it actually is good for us if that happens. And the last information which is there is what is current attitude of Macedon towards Sparta. So let's go with that. And you can see that the relationship or attitude towards Sparta, Macedon, has increased by 6%. So far it looks quite good regarding the fact that they are not trying to push us further. I really don't know if we should risk the only peltast we have. We might just check it out here and move back. And that's the thing. We are building settler, and here is no, not yet. Okay, and turn. Cable Nexus is asking, is what the city consumes depend on birth rate, and what exactly do the individual birth rate sliders do? The city consumption doesn't depend on the birth rate. The birth rate only configure on sets how the population will grow. So eventually this will have impact on the city consumption, because there will be more citizens. Okay, here we go. Thracia has declared war on us, which means I think that we will now have bigger troubles with Illyrians. Let's see how it goes. So back to the question. So no, the birth rate itself has no impact on the city consumption, but the increased number of citizens will eventually. Um, yeah, and iCanon and Futural just answered the other question Cable Nexus had. So basically, the birth rate slider for individual cities is the same like the overall slider for all cities. So so you can either leave this equal to all the cities, or you decide that you want to change this value for one city in particular for whatever reason. I will come back to that. So we can see that Macedon has declared war against Thracia, which means that now the situation changes considerably. I guess that some units will come from Thracians, and they will try to push Macedon further, and it means that this front line probably will get weaker, and guys from Illyria might come after us. Let's see. No, that's not good. That's for sure. And regarding the birth rate, the question why would you change particular cities their birth rate compared to the others is that let's say these towns or cities here, we basically are not sure what is the future here, and we might decide, okay, we will not support the birth rates here because it will just be waste of resources when it's conquered by other nations. That's one of the reasons. The second reason might be that you really want a particular town or city to grow faster just because of you want to build a unit there. It might be the case in here. Right now it says okay, we cannot build it here because there is not enough iron, but for a smaller town it would also be a problem with not enough citizens, so we want it to grow faster. That's other reason why it would make sense to change it or configure this per city and not per whole nation. There are Cable Nexus is pointing out that there are other things like state decisions. It's kind of special one-off, which you might decide to execute. They are enabled in particular situations. So, for example, you can see that there are army reforms, army decimation, elections, etc., which can be activated or which are enabled only when particular conditions are met. The conditions are all explained in the tooltips, and most of the time there are some state decisions which are really some kind of bonuses, or you might improve your relationships with other, etc. And then there are some which are firefighters. For example, where is that? Distribution of food. It happens when you are in a shortage, food shortage, and this might fix the situation for a couple of turns, so you have time to somehow handle that. I don't really use them too much when I don't need it, especially when I don't have that many resources to waste. There are things which will definitely make sense or would improve. For example, the relationship with players around. I might. This one, for example, increases the happiness of our citizens, and there are other things like I think promote the imperial cult, which increase either the morale or the attitude of other factions. But right now they are not available. and even we would need to really consider how much it costs, because the resources right now are quite scarce, especially iron. So here we are quite safe. I would say that we can keep the... We might now return this unit to reserves. It might sound a bit silly, because we just built that army, and you might ask why we build an army when we return it to reserves, but it really might make sense, because now when we return them to reserves, not only we will increase the size of Syracuse. By the way, I will build trading here. We will not only increase the size of Syracuse, and we will also not need to pay the maintenance cost, which is quite high. It's 1.5 every turn, which is, you can think about it like this whole unit will what we paid for the recruitment, we will just need to pay for upkeep in 5 or 7 turns, and that's a lot. If Carthage attacks, we will call them back to service, and because of the terrain here, and they need to also conquer these mines, we should be able to somehow get back to the state when we can defend without problems. So I will return them to reserves. Okay. I quite like the fact that the units which are fighting here are either either destroyed or they are quite damaged, which is definitely for us good. Not only they will not be able to attack us straight away, because they will need to get back to shape, but also they might get destroyed. So we might try to get that coal mine. It doesn't make sense to attack the city, because you can see that the commander's advice is dangerous position now. Let's first move here. Okay, let's attack. Okay, we took that mine. We got some loot. Let's see what will be their reactions. We have the settler. The food is quite good now, so we should finally also connect the other mines. And the other settler, which will be built in 3 turns, we will first connect this mine, and then we will probably move him here to build the roads there. Okay, let's praise Sparta once again and see what's the relation. Okay, the relation is already a bit better. I think that this should be able to hold. Okay, it looks quite stable. I think that one of the reasons is that now they are quite busy on two fronts. So let's see. I think that that's all we wanted to do. If you have any questions, it doesn't have to be related to this current game. Then just ask. I will try to answer during these AI turns. So we can see that Macedon has disembarked their general. I guess that it's just because of they wanted to check out the situation there, and now we see that the war has finally started here with Thracians. Hopefully it will go well for Macedon. Oi, oi, oi. So now when a new turn starts, you can see here what state decisions are available or newly available. It doesn't list all the state decisions which are available, but which are newly available. And it's games. So we could, if you want, we could execute that, which would increase the happiness. But we are doing quite well in this matter. So there was no reaction from Illyrians. So let's move him to the hill. Right now, I'm not sure if you noticed. There was one interesting thing which just happened. We moved our unit to this tile, but the tile was claimed by Macedon. There is an algorithm which basically decide if you are in confederation or federation, to whom newly conquered tile will belong to. It is related to the closeness to cities. It is to a number of tiles around and their owner, etc. So in this case, we actually claim that for Macedon, but the same might happen the other way. So if, for example, Macedon tries to conquer this city might eventually belong to us, because not only it's closer to our city, but also most of the tiles around are ours. We still don't want to attack that town, because we wouldn't have a chance. It's on hill, which is the biggest problem for us. Our Peltast unit, or in general, not only our Peltast, but in general, Peltast units are not good for attacking hills, so there is minus 40% penalty for that. And there is also a higher defense for units or for cities which are on hills. So this would not be a good way how to conquer it. At least we would need another unit to be able to conquer it. So for now we will just stay here. Finally we can connect the coal mine. So the coal mine will next turn increase its size from 1.3 to, I think, 1.6 or 1.9, let's see, because it's now connected to the blacksmith and also to the city. In here, by the way, what we can do, we can also praise the enemies. So you can see that we can praise Illyria and Thracia, and this way we might force, or maybe that's not the right word, force, but we might persuade Macedon to ask for peace. That's the other way how you can tweak the relationships when you are a confederation member. We might try that just for fun. Let's ask them. Let's ask for praising the Thracians. You can see again affinity to Thracia is none, and the likelihood of exposure is low. Currently, it's polite, which is not that bad. So we might eventually be able to somehow pursue them to ask for peace. I feel there is in chat is the message. I feel like the early economy is really weak with the DLC compared to before, or at least takes a lot longer to build up. Well, it depends on the faction you choose. I wouldn't say that there is a big difference in this matter, but it all depends on the faction you choose. If you, for example, choose I don't know, Carthage, then it's definitely not worse than it was before. In this matter, I mean the Greek Greek mainland, it is so, and it's like that on purpose. And what might be the reason why you think so is that now you have to bring the producers, the stonemasonry, goldsmith, etc., which of course make it more time consuming or longer to finish than before, I would say. Oh yeah, yeah. Cable Nexus just answered it. Good. Regarding the cartridge and lack of iron, I think that there is. I think that one of the this is something you should focus on. On Corsica there is iron mine, and this is something you should focus on when you start with cartridge. That's actually one of the objectives, I guess. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. There are objectives. They are tailored for each country. So there is really like in the game like 200 objectives, all different, based on which faction you choose and in what situation you are. Right now, you can see when we open the window from state window, we can see 4 objectives, but others might get unlocked once we fulfill some of these objectives. So there is like a chain of objectives. When you follow the path, you might open new ones, and the reason why you should follow these, or you don't have to follow those. I mean, you can play however you want, and you don't need to worry about them at all. It is not mandatory. But if you do, you will get certain bonuses and rewards once you fulfill that. So, for example, if we would be able to conquer the Italy mainland, then we would get some rewards out of it, and we might also open another objective. So what are the next steps? I think that we should be able to now build another peltast. The problem is that we don't have enough iron for that. Let me see where we can build peltasts. Yeah, okay, we can build in these 3 cities, and yeah, we need 14 iron, and we are. It would take quite some time, so we might try to trade again some resources, and the best would be to trade. We might trade wood. We still have quite a lot. Yeah. Let's see. This is perfect match. In the like I said, in the next update, both these 2 lists will be displayed together, right next to each other, so we don't have to switch these. It's quite annoying. I'm really looking forward to see this working already. So I will ask them. I will offer them free wood and ask for free iron. I think that it's quite a lot free iron, but because of they have it in recommended to offer, I think that this might work. If it wouldn't work, we might lower the requested amount. And that's probably it. I think that we cannot do anything else. Maybe trading? No. Okay, and what we should do, we should build a temple. We now have enough gold to build it, so let's build it. We can build it here. Once we conquer Philos, if we conquer Philos, we would also multiply that. We might try to multiply the... this is also not that bad. The best location would be here, because it would multiply all these, but there is the resource, and the rule is that you cannot have building on the same time where is resource. So okay. Okay, yeah. I almost... we don't have to build a temple here. We have temple. Okay, so that was a bit dull. Fair enough. So let's end the turn. Regarding the lack of iron for Carthage, Carthage has only one settler at the beginning. Yeah, yeah, that's you know, it's all actually by design. We really this is not just when we add unit here or there. We really think about what how we want the players to develop and how the faction should evolve, and that's not a coincidence. I mean, we wanted the player to struggle with iron a bit, not that much, but I mean, there should be this challenge to somehow solve this shortage. Aye, aye, aye. Okay, this unit was cut off the supply line. This Macedonian hoplite or whatever it is. Let's see. Yeah, now let's go with the astrology. We will be able to switch government to monarchy and goldsmith. I don't think that we need that government type for now. Ah, it was signed. That's great. We have aristocracy, which is very good government at least for this stage. This is a bit unfortunate. I mean, these guys will get killed. These are hoplites only. Well, only. We don't even have hoplites, but for Macedon, I mean, it's only not phalangatites. Here is also just hoplite. I think that the best units are gone. No. Here is one. Oof, it's tough. Anyway, so first things first. We wanted to build. We might build here smelter to increase the production of this mine. That's definitely something what will be beneficial. And I will also start building the road here to connect the iron mine to the city and also the blacksmith. I think that we should again try to praise Thracians. What is our relation? Sparta's okay, Carthage is okay. Let's do it one more time. By the way, we can also see. I think that we can see the impacts from Thracia doing. No, it's the other way. We should be able to see the impacts. No, we don't see that. Sorry, don't. Never mind. Okay, so let's praise them again. We want here we go. We can now see the praising was exposed, and our words of praise were mentioned by Macedon when the emissary of Thracia visited the court. This may improve our relationship with them. Basically, what it means is that Thracians think better about Hellas, not Macedon, but Hellas. So, if there is if we break apart from Macedon, this actually will make the default relations to Thracians better. Ideally, we should besiege this city. That would be great, but the problem is that we cannot cross the river here, and I don't want to use the influence for that. So we might just try to make a mess around here. And we finally might be able to build. No, we are not able to build. We have hoplites actually. But we need 16 iron. It's quite a lot. And one thing we should definitely do is we should build that smelter here. Once it's finished, okay. So let's end the turn. Am I correct? Here is in chat. Am I correct in my observation that cities are not connected to mines while they are building buildings? No, it works. I mean, when uh, when a mine is connected to a city and the city is actually building facility inside or something, then the multiplication of the production is still in place. So you can see that AI, especially Thracian in this moment, is taking advantage of the very bad supply lines of Macedon. And what they did, they basically cut them off. I guess that these guys will really not make it at all, because the supply lines on these terrains like hill and forest is not good. And we are in trouble here, and we don't want to get into troubles here. So what I will do, I will probably just get back once we have the second peltast. In here we will praise Thracians once more. And we have the second settler, which is great, and we should probably recall to active service this Byreme, which will take our settler to Sicily. And here I might yet build the road to connect the blacksmith with the iron mine. Trading, and we can build trading here. And we might build trading here as well. Just it looks okay-ish. Ideally we should also build settler just to connect these. But it's getting better. Also temple would be nice to have here. But let's not spend all the resources we have yet. Just in case there are some newcomers, this is Imperiums Age of Alexander. It's a DLC of Imperiums Greek Wars. It's yet on sale on Steam, I think by tomorrow. So if you don't have the game and you like it, then you might consider that, because tomorrow the launch discount is gone. Okay. Good. It looks here. It looks better now. They are pushing them back, which means that we might eventually take advantage. Oh, they survived. That's all good news. That's all good news for us. In here, it's a bit different story. They are quite damaged, that's true. But still, it's not that good here. So we should be able to build hoplites now, yes. So let's build them. Let's build them, and we should also upgrade these guys once the hoplites are ready. Here I will build the road. And we have connected all the resources here. We have also stone quarry here, but the problem is that they are on the island, and we cannot connect it to the other cities. So this is basically it. We might consider also connecting the cities themselves, but more important is to connect the mines on Sicily. So once this is done, we will move the settler. We have still one turn, so what I will do, I will build... Well, we have quite a lot of food. We might actually trade the food again. And in here it looks good. I mean, we were able to stay in peace with Sparta, and well, Trachea, it's now, it doesn't really matter. So whoa, that's not good. This dropped a lot. So let's switch to Carthage now. And it was again, we Macedon told Carthage, so that's good for us. Fair enough. End the turn. Let's see how it ends. Cable Nexus is asking, can you tell us more about the new resource icon? Not sure. What do you mean by that? You mean the corruption? The coins. Yeah, that's corruption. Yeah, sure. Well, that's the other feature which was added with Age of Alexander. And just a sec, I will finish this. Let's go with this city defense, and there is this granary improvement. Basically, granary, it's also a new improvement, and what it does is that it decreases the amount of spoiled food. Oh, I misclicked. Ay. Well, I don't really have problems with misclick, but because of okay. So the granary, basically what it does, it decreases this number, the spoiled amount, which eventually leads to higher production, or kind of leads to higher production of food. And this corruption, basically the corruption is it might not be a resource on its own. It's kind of indicator. It's an indicator based on locality, and it basically says how much corruption you have on particular tile, and it's based on the distance from either capital or the regional capital. Right now we have only capital, which is Corinth, so you can see that there is some kind of scaling down corruption, and we might be able to build a regional capital. In this moment, it doesn't really make sense. We might build a regional capital here. We don't have enough resources for that, but if we would, we can build a regional capital here, which would make the corruption lower in the nearby areas, so it would probably affect all the areas here, and it would lower the production decrease. You can see here, just a sec. Yeah, you can see here that there is like local corruption 8%, which means that this mine has 8% lower production. So if we would build a regional capital here, then it would get back to maybe 2%. It has one disadvantage, which is that the loyalty in the regional capital and nearby cities lowers, which might have an impact on the attack abilities of units built there. So it's always you need to decide what is more important for you. 80% is EU standard. What do you mean, like corruption? Okay, let's continue this. Okay, so we have the Byrim here. We cannot. We have to go around. So we still have one turn. We can build. I think that we should finally increase the birth rate support. This size is 1. It's not good. So what we will do here, we will build another farm, and we should build a farm also here. We might even build a road, but no, let's not waste resources for now. So let's just move here. One note: if you have basically you get food only harvested from those tiles which are in the city range. So in this case, you have just these 4 tiles. For example, if you have Athens, it's all these tiles. And the food is most of the food is harvested only from grassland and plains. If on these 2 terrain types is river, it multiplies the production. So this is great for us to basically harvest food. But we don't have the city. City range is not yet there, so we should really try to increase the population so the city range expands. Fair enough. I moved the wrong unit. Well, anyway, I wanted that unit to be upgraded, so it doesn't really matter. We wanted to go there anyway. Here we build a trading, and here we wanted to build smelter and stone masonry. For now, smelter is more important, so let's go with that. Yeah, let's hope that this guy is not attacked, but I think that he's gonna be killed. That's the only exception when emissary can be attacked, when you are really in war with another faction. Hello, TW Free Brick. Hello from Florida, nice. I guess that there's much better weather than here. We have outside like 4 or 5 degrees Celsius, of course. Yeah, this is not good. I mean, if Macedon will not be able to stop these guys, then we are in real trouble. And even this is not good. But we survived. That's definitely positive. So what I will do, I will probably get them back home. And now we will also see the message I was talking about. So this guy, this emissary, already has some kind of no affinity. Okay. Yeah. So you can see that it's telling us that Enops is reaching the borders of Macedon, and his affinity to Macedon is moderate. This means the higher this is, the higher chance is that he will escape. But we definitely want him to go back. So we cannot this turn. So next turn. So we are risking that he might eventually escape, but moderate is still quite low probability. This is unit of Macedon. The situation is changing here quite a lot. So they have Phalangites here, and this guy is almost dead, but still. When will the hoplite be ready? 2 turns. Okay. Okay, let's move these guys back. We might eventually join this fight. Here I will build the farm. And here I will pick up the settler. We'll have another settler here, which is good. Okay. So far it looks quite good. And we have last trading here. Okay. So far the conflict here definitely. Let's see how they. Yeah, they are still in war. These two guys. We don't see what's going on there, but it definitely drains their resources, so they are not really interested in anything else. Okay, so let's end the turn. Okay, and we can see that the Roman Republic is lobbying in Macedonia. And Sparta too. Okay, he's getting back to cities to defend. So now you can see Macedon is attacking the coal mine, and I'm really curious who this is going to belong to now. Let's see. I guess that now it will be Macedons, but let's see. And that was unfortunate. Oh yeah, so now it's Macedons, which is not that good for us. So what we will do here, we will basically wait for our chance. It doesn't make sense to attack, but it might make sense to attack once these guys attack. We saw that there is one unit inside. It's Nomad, and once Phalangetai attack them, the Nomad probably will be killed, and they will attack the turn after that probably again, and they probably will not be able to conquer the city straight away, and then we will attack. That's the plan. So hopefully it will not be conquered on the first attack. Here we will finally get the settler, and we probably will be. I can also make the movement faster of the unit. I think that we should also build a new city here. We can right now here we can build a city. The distance between cities is 3 tiles. So what we can do, this is the only spot where we can build this new city, and we can also build new cities somewhere here, which one might be good for defending the whole island. There might be also some positions here, but let's come to that later. Okay, so first thing we will multiply the population increase in Italy. So let's see how this works. Okay, this is the same warning again. Okay, it worked fine. So let's get him back to the capital to heal him up. Here we will build the farm, but right now it will not be picked up. But I guess that we will eventually come back to that soon.